The following video contains educated guesswork and wild speculation. Any similarities to actual future events are, let's face it, dumb luck.
I have a theory regarding the design of Warhammer Underworlds warbands. Just as all foods can be classified as a soup, salad, or sandwich, I think that all Underworlds warbands belong to one of three design paradigms, and the history of Underworlds can roughly be divided up into the periods where each of these is the dominant paradigm. Paradigm 1 is the N-of-a-kind warband. All the 2017 launch warbands are this type. They're essentially alternate sculpts of existing Age of Sigmar units, and they look very homogeneous. 3 Liberators, 5 Ravagers, 7 Death Rattle Skeletons, etc. In hindsight, this looks a bit unimaginative, but Underworlds was a small experimental product, so there might not have been many resources dedicated to its initial development. These seem like unused Age of Sigmar sculpts that were co-opted into being the first wave of releases. We do see that the design studio starts to change things pretty quickly. The second paradigm shows up just a year after Underworld's launch. I call this the Sampler Warband. Instead of being based on a single Age of Sigmar unit, each of these warbands is a cross-section of an entire Age of Sigmar army. The first Sampler Warband is the Eyes of the Nine, and there's actually only a handful of warbands in this paradigm. I'd mark Alethane's Soul Raid, released June of 2021, as the last true instance of this type. These first two paradigms are kind of the inverse of each other. The first has internal cohesion, but not variety, and the second has internal variety, but at the cost of cohesion. The third paradigm is the studio's solution to this issue. It basically looks like this: a guy, his dog, and 2 or more of his small sons. More generally, the formula is a leader, a second model that is a specialist or a visual point of interest, and then some background minions. Larger teams can have multiple point of interest models, usually no more than the number of minions. I call this the modern paradigm for lack of a more descriptive name. It actually shows up as early as 2019, but doesn't become standard until 2022 onward. The only other paradigm we still see is the occasional triple elite team, which is an evolution of the 3-of-a-kind pattern, but now each model is a specialist, so there isn't the problem with early 3-of-a-kind teams where all the models are too similar. So what might we see in the future? I don't expect another major paradigm shift anytime soon, but we might start to see more integration into Age of Sigmar's game system. Underworld's products do get rules for Age of Sigmar, but in the past they haven't been intended as permanent parts of those ranges, and often get sent to Legends pretty quickly. However, recently the Snarlfangs warband has been repackaged as a generic HQ for the new Gitmob range, and Games Workshop has previewed 2 upcoming Spearhead boxes that use Underworld's teams as their generals. In the future, warbands might be designed with the express intention that they will exist as heroes or command squads in the Age of Sigmar range well beyond their lifespans as tournament-legal Underworlds products. Who knows? I spend way too much mental energy speculating about these things, and I kind of launched this channel as a way to justify that. To wrap this video up, I feel like I've covered the broad trajectory of Underworld's design as I see it, but I'm curious if you can point out any other trends or inflection points that I haven't covered. Also, if you have any educated guesses or theories about what Games Workshop might do with Underworlds in the future, I'd love to hear your reasoning in the comments. Thanks for watching. I hope to be back soon with another video.